Excellent.
Okay. Oh, look, we're so official. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I really appreciate it. I know most of us are going to be watching it. Oops, what did I just do? Most of us are going to be watching it on a replay, but we thank people who are in person. Thank you so much. Hold on, guys. I just hit my Apple Music. I got to do something really quick. I don't know. Can you see me
We
still?
can't hear it, but
Yeah.
I'm sure
Okay.
it's driving you crazy.
Yes. I'm like,
Right.
where is it? Anyways, okay, well, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Jamie Waddell, and I'm actually about to start my 20th year of teaching in special ed. So I'm so excited about that. And I am a wife to an amazing husband named Ryan. He's a firefighter, and he's actually a fire chief now, but he is a firefighter. And I have
Woohoo.
two wonderful, wonderful teenagers, and I still think they're wonderful even as teenagers. But one of them actually got a diagnosis of ADHD that Kelly and Tony know really well. And that was 10 years ago. And that started me on this journey to finding natural solutions to ADHD. And, I've tried so many things over the years, and I've always been really good about sharing with my friends and my audience because I figure that people that are doing the research should share it so that everybody else doesn't have to do all the research. So, I'm not only doing all this research for my family, but also for all the families that I work with, because I mainly work with kids with learning disabilities, ADHD, and autism. So this has been like become like a really big second passion of mine in my life is finding out what works best for the brain and what's going to help as many people as possible. So that being said, I found LifeVantage. It's an amazing company, and Kelly and Brenda are going to really explain the majority of like why this is so amazing and such like life-changing situations. But for me, I just want to share just really quickly just two things. So in March, I did like a trial of like, let's try these products for my family and let's see how everybody feels. And I would love to tell you guys that my son is off his Concerta, which is an ADHD specific medication. He's off of it. And I'm so happy about that. And also, I am off of my thyroid medication. So that is huge. I'm so excited about that. I was so nervous about being like reliant on a medication forever. I didn't care. I would have done it and I would obviously do it if I had to, but it's really nice that I'm not having to. So that was another reason why I thought of Tony, who's on this call, because I know, Tony, you have an autoimmune disease, right? Is that okay if I
Yeah,
say?
I have Hashimoto's.
Okay. So
So
that
it's
was
like
one of the reasons why I reached out. I thought, you know what? If like I was so in within 3 months able to get off my thyroid medication, I'm like, what does that say for so many people? So, anyways, that was the reason why I reached out to Brenda and Kelly, and I just thought, you know what? I need to share this with more people. And even if we were kind of talking about, some people look at it as like, oh, a network marketing or something like that. Not at all. I don't care about that part of it. I just care about the products and getting them into people's houses and families that I love. So that's why we're doing this today. And I thank you everybody for being here. I love you all. And anybody who's going to watch this, just reach out to whoever sent you the recording and we can get you all the information. But because I don't really know, I'm a teacher. I invited people that really know. So the first woman who's going to come on, she's my friend, and she's also a retired teacher. Her name's Brenda. And I'm going to read her bio because it's really awesome and I don't want to forget anything. So hold, please. So she's been a teacher for 32 years, retired, and she's a wellness enthusiast, helping women over 50 age gracefully. Love that. She's seen the difference that activation makes, not just in herself, but also in her whole family, including her husband, Dennis, who's a retired firefighter also for LA County Fire. Together, they've embraced a lifestyle that supports energy, vitality, and aging well without slowing down. I love this. She's a grandma of two, loves playing golf, and stays active at the gym because she is a firm believer that a vibrant health is a family affair. She's going to share her personal journey of how these products have helped her family before introducing Kelly, who will tell us the science of it all. So take it away, Brenda.
Thanks. Okay, I
You're
have
welcome.
chills. I'm like, is she really talking about me?
I know that was so well written. I'm like, wow, that's beautiful.
So yeah, I fell into this also, kind of like Jamie did. And I'm going to tell you a couple of my personal family stories also. But just a little bit more about me. Like Jamie said, I retired 3 years ago from teaching, and I knew Jamie in San Clemente and also the other teachers who were on here as a colleague of theirs in San Clemente. And so 3 years ago, we moved to Idaho. We packed everything up when I retired. We moved to Idaho. My husband and I live in a 55 plus community, and it's there that we really have found our passion of living with other people, new neighbors who also have just this vibrancy of like living healthier and um, having these wellness strategies that I can share with them has just been such a gift for me. Um, so how did I get involved in LifeVantage? It actually 15 years ago tomorrow, we're on the anniversary of my son had a traumatic, a very serious skateboarding accident. And he had a spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, and he was paralyzed from the waist down. He we knew that his health journey was going to be something that was going to last forever, and we've always been on a journey for him. And after he was out of the hospital, out of the acute rehab, we found Kelly. Kelly is a physical therapist, and she and her husband specialize in brain. Everything in brain health. They stroke, traumatic brain injury, concussions, spinal cord injuries, and we found them to treat Kevin. And about 4 years after, maybe 3 or 4 years after they started treating Kevin, they brought LifeVantage to us as a product and something that could possibly help Kevin in his recovery and in his lifelong. Like I said, he's going to need lifelong health strategies forever. He is 15 years post accident. He is living independently. He walks, he plays golf, he skis. So he's doing really remarkably well. And but we just thank Kelly and Arthur for not only treating him, but then sharing LifeVantage with us. It's been life-changing for my whole entire family, not just my immediate family, but for my aging parents and my sister and so many other people. So hopefully at this point you're intrigued at what you're hearing. And when Kelly comes on in a minute, she's going to explain, like Jamie said, she's going to explain the science behind it. I'm going to tell you two quick stories. I'm going to tell you my personal story. I will tell you that these products help people in ways that they wouldn't even imagine. My story is a skin story. So Protandim Nerve 2 is the flagship product that we're going to talk about, that Jamie was talking about. And that's what we started on. And going back into my teenage years and my, early adult 20s and 30s, I was in the sun constantly. And I started having bouts of skin cancer in my early 30s. And every time I went to the dermatologist, she cut something off, biopsied it. I've had 4 skin cancers on my nose and about 9 or 10 on my face total. And when I started using Protandim, that's one of the things I noticed was that it was reducing. So this was into my 50s. So we're talking like 20 years after all of that happened. And my incidence of skin cancer started going down, and she wasn't finding things to biopsy. She wasn't finding things to cut off or burn off. And fast forward to now, I see the dermatologist like a normal person. I see her twice a year. She does my full body check, and I'm usually good to go. Every once in a while, she'll have something that she wants, just to keep an eye on. But in those incidences, I had 4 surgeries on my nose, and they went deep, and I had to have plastic surgery to repair them. And so not only did the Protandim help, but about a year after Protandim started, they came out with a skincare line because universities across the world started researching Protandim NRF2 and what it could do. And what they found is that Louisiana State did a study, and they found that by taking Protandim NRF2, it reduced the incidence. And I'm going to read this from the study. At the end of the carcinogenesis study, both skin tumor incidence and multiplicity were reduced in the mice on the Protandim diet by 33 and 57% respectively. So when LSU went back to the company and said, this is what we found the pill does, you should put it in a topical. So they did. So I started using that. And like I said, my skin has never looked better, felt better. And I love going to the dermatologist now because I don't have to be burned. And then collagen came out only 2 years ago. And since I started using collagen, my skin is getting smoother and firmer, and the scarring has gone improved a lot since the collagen came out. My other story with collagen really quickly is when we moved, I started having really bad pain in my wrists, and my hands would go numb at night. And I finally went to see a doctor after we moved here, and he said, yeah, you're probably going to have surgery. And I had already started on the collagen, and it didn't even dawn on me about 3 months later, because I didn't really want to have surgery. About 3 months later, everything went away. My hands weren't going numb at night. I didn't have to wear the braces. And I asked Kelly one day, I said, do you think it might be from the collagen that my hands are getting better, my wrists are getting better? And she said, yeah, probably. So that's just another personal story that I have. And then just really quickly before Kelly starts telling you how and why these products work so amazingly, my husband, like Jamie said, he is a retired firefighter. He worked in South Central LA. So those of you in California know what a dangerous area that is and stressful. He had a stressful job. And he retired just about the time Kelly and Arthur brought us LifeVantage. And when he retired, he had terrible, he was stress and anxiety. And I don't know that he was formally diagnosed with PTSD, but he certainly had the symptoms of all of that. And so what did he do? He went to the doctor. The doctors prescribed him all kinds of medication, which honestly made it way worse than it was before. It's not funny, but the circling the drain kind of thing. He was in a pretty low part of his life. And then he started on Protandim Nerve 2, this one and only product. And within 3 months, all of his medications were in the trash. He said no thank you to the doctors. And to this day, he doesn't take any prescription medications. He takes the other LifeVantage products also. But so I'm just thankful that these products came into our life those are just 2 stories. We could all, just share so many different stories. But I'm going to let Kelly share, like I said, the science and the reasons why these work. Kelly's not only my dear friend, but she's my mentor, my business partner. I'm also, like Jamie, going to read, even though I could introduce her in my sleep. She's the mom of 4 adult kiddos. She's been in the wellness and healthcare space for over 30 years. As a physical therapist, wellness expert, and business owner, she's not only a LifeVantage leader, but also an expert on women's health and supporting midlife women in achieving more energy, balancing hormones, and losing weight, leading to well-being and longevity. Kelly's a high-performance coach who coaches women in her wellness programs, health coaching, and retreats. She's passionate about teaching people to live extraordinary lives, both in health and finances. Her ultimate purpose is to teach people to become the CEO of their own health. And her quote, "It is no longer an option. It is essential to take control of your health." So Kelly, take it away.
Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm like crying. So if anybody thinks like you're here to be sold, you can think again, because the fact that Brenda's entire family has been helped by these products, the fact that Jamie's whole family has been helped for these products, that's why we're here. So thank you, ladies, for saying yes. Thank you for being here. And whoever invited you and however you're getting a hold of this information, you were supposed to get a hold of this information because somebody thought of you. Somebody loved you enough to say, this could help your family too. So we are really on a mission to raise the awareness. And like Brenda said, I I really want to empower, especially women, because women are the movers of their family. Women are the ones that change, the change makers, right? So not only do I want to help women empower their health, but then women will have families, which will help communities, which will help spread even more. So thank you so much, Brenda. I remember the days, Jamie, that my kids were all in high school. I can't believe now mine are 20 to 27. They're all these young, beautiful adults. And for knowing, I didn't know Jamie when I was in Orange County, but I was in Orange County for 25 years, and I was in the whole South Orange County Ladera Ranch. My kids went through the system. I treated many, many, many people that were all suffered concussions, traumatic brain injuries, brain cancer, strokes. Helped so many in our community. I love it so, so much. I'm not there anymore. But now I love it because I can help people anywhere, right? Like I don't have to be there and see people like one by one. I can help people anywhere. So you guys might be wondering, who is this company they're talking about and what are these products that they're talking about and why is it so special? So let me just put this in present mode so everybody can see a little bit better. And then Brenda, Jamie, maybe you guys can just give me a thumbs up that we can see the screen okay. Fantastic. Okay, so you guys, here is us. And I love the fact that I'm like, this is really science meets wellness. We all want to be well. And sometimes we're like, oh God, the science, I don't understand it. You can let me or Brenda or Jamie geek out on all the science. But what it's turning into and translating is to power your families, really. And that's what's just so fun. I will tell you, for my little motley crew in the middle there, every single person has had a story. For Brenda, I would say besides her grandkids, I don't think her grandkids have been on any of the products, which is fortunate. That means they're like healthy little kiddos.
Liam likes Axio. He
But
does like
Liam likes
Axio.
Axio. Who doesn't like a little brain clarity, right? Fantastic. But every single one of us has had a story, whether that's big or small. And I will tell you whether it's been through celiac, whether it's been through asthma, whether it's been through concussion, whether it's been through migraine, whether it's been through acne, whether like I could go on and on. And what it's telling us is the world we're living in today is this bigger toxic soup than ever before. That is just the bottom line. And so if we're not doing something in our homes, in our households, yes, we're cleaning up our eating. Yes, we're cleaning up the environment. Yes, we're watching maybe the cleaning products that we're using, but we just can't get away from it. And all we've ever known before is supplementation. And I know many of us used to support our bodies with what we knew at the time, the best thing that we knew at the time, the highest quality supplements, the most absorbable, the most this, the cleanest this. But now there's new science. Now, truly, there's something that we're calling activation. So with this, who is this company? And these are some of the questions that you guys might be asking yourself as a mom and as families is, how can I really get the kids, and me sleeping better? Are there really safe and smart ways to boost my family's immunity naturally? What supplements or what should I really be prioritizing right now for me, my family? I don't know. It does get overwhelming and we seem to not prioritize anything. My kids are getting migraines. I'm getting migraines. Like, what in the world should we call a neurologist? What's going on with that? How do I help my partner or my family to start making healthy habits? Because sometimes if we're doing it and they're not doing it, that also becomes weird. And ultimately is how do I stay being present, whether it's a mom, whether it's just the best friend, whoever it is. Sometimes we feel like we're failing, right? We have so many balls in the air that we're not doing a great job. We want to help you make a simple wellness routine that can fit in our busy lives, that we can do simple, easy. It's not more one thing to do. And it is the most effective thing out there to support your health today. So introducing LifeVantage, the activation company. We are no longer waiting for the future of healthcare. We are activating it because it is actually here. So we're going to talk a little bit about science. I'm going to keep it fairly easy for everybody, but we're going to be able to activate the body at the level of our genes. So we're really getting to the deepest level of root cause through our cells and our systems to be able to affect our brain, our gut, our tissues, our immune system, our skin, our hair, a little bit of beauty too, we'll throw in there, right? But we say that if you fix the cell, we'll get well. So we fix the inside, we look beautiful on the outside. The main product that you saw Brenda hold up, that you've seen Jamie talk about with reducing inflammation, that's supporting our detoxification systems, that's helping reduce, all the bad, harmful things that's happening, is this product called NRF2. This, what you see, is a literature review of NRF2 science. This is from Washington State University, and this was now, my goodness gracious, 10 years ago, February of 2015, that Washington State said NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. A few of us just got done watching an old recording from 10 years ago of a cardiologist, and he went over every single study that linked NRF2 to everything you don't want. Cardiovascular disease, autoimmune, cancer. He went on and on and on over the research, and we were like, we need to tell more people. This is unbelievable of what we have in our hands. So the question is, somebody ever says like, why don't I know about it? Because science isn't sexy, you guys, honestly, right? So NRF2 is hard to even say. So we're going to kind of make it fun and sexy. So we say with LifeVantage, with the activation, we take it to make it. We empower our bodies to make the antioxidants and the proteins and the enzymes that we need for better health. Normally, we think we take a pill, it's a supplement for a deficiency. So instead of the deficiency, we should be asking, well, why are we deficient, right? What's the root cause? What's making my body deficient? So now, instead of topping off the tank in that little deficiency, we can say, oh, well, the master switch isn't working. Let's go fix that, and maybe my deficiencies will go away. That is what we're seeing. That is why Jamie had such profound effects. That's why Brenda's had profound effects, because we're flipping the master switch on. So with this, let me just briefly say where we all started. This started literally a scientist in the white coat in a lab way back in 1960. Let's fast forward 40 years. He dedicated his life to research and trying to research oxidative stress, or the damaging free radicals and how to combat it. He actually was a discoverer of one of the enzymes inside of our body, and he went on a quest, how can I get the body to make more? Well, he figured that out, and it was 5 herbal ingredients that you're going to see in just a minute. But that exact combination, the synergy, is what absolutely blew everybody away, because that is what turned into this NRF2 activator. And we ended up going on ABC News back in 2005. And we had a flurry on ABC News, and universities around the world started studying this. And then that retail biotech company just sat on the store shelves after that ABC primetime report. Even though it was so exciting, research got initiated everywhere. The everyday person like you and I walked into a store. We had no idea what Protandim NRF2 was on a store shelf, so it didn't sell. So they switched it to direct selling, giving us access even more to share with people back in 2009. And we are a publicly traded company, and we still are publicly traded. So what is this main product? It is called Protandim NRF2. So yes, it is hard to say. Another reason why everyone's like, a what, a who? The bottle looks prettier today. All I can say is we don't have flashy marketing, but we have science. And this is where it works. Because instead of needing to take your antioxidants like turmeric, like your vitamin C, keep eating, right? Your kale and your blueberries and all of our good antioxidants. But our bodies are powerful of making antioxidants. We can make them much more powerful. We know why do many of us start to not feel well as we're aging? And whether it's in our 30s, whether it's in our 40s, whether it's into our 50s, whether it's because of perimenopause and hormone changes or autoimmune issues or whatever it may be, the natural processes are starting to slow down. So what NRF2 does is it flips the master switch inside of our body. It is the master regulator of gene expression. So why can that work for Jamie, Brenda, me, Michelle, Christy, so many of us? It's because it goes in and turns on that pathway. And whatever that pathway in my body needs regulating, it does. Whatever it needs in your body, it will. Our bodies are smart. So it turns your good genes on, says, hey, count them on, let's go, we'll get going again. And it takes your negative genes and says, hey, stop expressing, we don't want you to turn on, just go back to sleep, we don't need to. So we know today that diet and lifestyle are how our genes get expressed and not expressed, right? It's not like your fate of your family anymore. But even more than that, you now have control of the master switch. So this little yellow pill is that powerful. And just in an analogy, because a lot of us like the kind of, visuals, when we've been eating our way to good health, we're fighting that battle of a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning one good guy, right, taking one antioxidant fights one bad guy in the body, one free radical, the bad guy, the inflammation, and all the other stuff. Well, in order to do what Protandim does, you would either have to eat 400 oranges, 500 cups of broccoli a day, 110 cups of blueberry. I mean, that's impossible. But you can see by taking Protandim, when you look on the right, instead of that 1-to-1 ratio like food does, our own bodies start fighting off those free radicals at 1 million per second every single second. So you can see that the red line, that's what happens of oxidative stress. Man, we hit 20 and I say it all goes downhill. Your oxidative stress goes way uphill. Okay, you see that big red line. That with Protandim, that lowers that oxidative stress all the way down to the level of a newborn. And if you haven't seen the original ABC investigative report, go ask whoever invited you to take a look. So I just tell people, I take a lot of things, but no one will ever pry Protandim Nerve 2 out of my hands. It is just that powerful. So oxidative stress affects everything in our body. So for some of you, maybe your heart. For Brenda, it was obviously affecting her skin. Maybe it's your kidneys, your joints, your lung. For me, heavy in brain in my family. And this was about my practice and why I was so passionate about. But many people start seeing their immune system, cardiovascular health, blood vessel health, organs, eyes, heart, you name it, it's affected. And this is a third-party validation. So this is what Brenda was saying. Some of the research came out of LSU about skin cancer. Well, universities around the world, from Harvard, Colorado, Northwestern, Washington, Ohio, American Heart Association, even the National Institute of Aging, has a study that showed Protandim was able to extend life. Like, that is mind-blowing. So you can choose. Today is not the day to do a deep dive on every single product, but what I want you guys to know is LifeVantage said, we're going to come out with a few more things to activate the body. So what you see here is on the left-hand side, I'm holding 3 bottles. It's actually a picture of me, but I'm holding 3 bottles. There's another one called Protandim Nerve 1 that it upregulates your body's energy factor. It's your ATP. It's your mitochondria. I've got a lot of teachers on here. You guys know all of this about the basics of biology, right? Your mitochondria start to slow down as you age. And unlike every other cell of the body that has a turnover cycle, our mitochondria, they don't turn over and make new ones. You make photocopies of them. So as they get older and inefficient and less working and dysfunctional, you're making photocopies of the older, more dysfunctional mitochondria. So it's no wonder our energy, that's the very first thing people start noticing as they're aging, is your energy levels start to go down. So imagine a product that goes in, gets rid of all of that old mitochondria, sweeps it out of the way, says, no, it's time to build more robust, brand new mitochondria again to give us back that energy factory. That's what that does. And the third Protandim product is all about NAD longevity. If you guys are out there in the longevity space, you've definitely heard of NAD. If you take all 3 together, there is a powerful effect. Some people like to take the other side of the screen that you see is the Vitality Stack. And I think I have one more slide making it a little bigger. Exactly. So this is what we just talked about, Protandim Nerve 2, reducing that oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. This is the Protandim Nerve 1, all about your mitochondrial health. The other 2 things that we know that is essential, and you guys might already be taking them from other sources, but why I love this company's product is the quality control of the cleanliness of knowing exactly what's in the bottle, knowing that the omega is bottled, okay, from the fish being caught and bottled in a 6-hour process. So there is no oxidation. You can bite them. They do not even taste like fish. It is the cleanest omega you're going to get. So I know the body needs omega-3s to work. I also know we need to support our gut health to have maximal brain health, but also for all of the neurotransmitters and all of your hormones, you've got to have a healthy gut. So this Vitality Stack is these 4 products. I would say for families, going one of these 2 routes is a great way to go, but at a bare minimum, Protandim Nerve 2 is like the home run for everybody. This is just a graph to show you when you start synergistically pairing products together, what happens. Don't get bogged down on this screen. all I want you to look at is the second set of blue lines here, okay, where it says there's a 51% and then an 848%. These two, this is your healthy inflammatory response. When you just take Protandim Nerve 2, that goes up by 51% in your body. So we know inflammation is the root cause, the big baddie. You know, now they're saying like inflammaging, right? It's causing all of us to age. So just by taking Protandim Nerve 2, that's upregulated in your body 51%. When you start stacking these three together, that same gene, when you take the three of them, we call the tri-synergizer, now gets upregulated by 848%. So it is like amazing how when your mitochondria is better, your nerve 2 pathway can work better. When you optimize your NAD, then your mitochondria and your nerve 2 pathway work better. Everything is better when you stack them together. Now, this is another product, okay, that you've seen Jamie talk about. Michelle that's on here. Michelle is a little younger than I, but Michelle is always like, oh my gosh, when I was in perimenopause, the brain fog, holy cow. She'll talk about this product for forever, but I will say, as somebody who wants a healthier brain, whether we're going through menopause, whether we're just getting older, whether we're a busy mom, whether you have ADHD, or literally just there's so much going on in the world, I think all of us want a healthy brain and we want strategies of what am I even supposed to do for my brain health, right? Yes, certain sort of exercises can boost your brain health. There's things that you can do to support your brain. I have one of the Alzheimer's genes, so it's very important for me, and my whole entire career was helping people with their brain health. So what this product Axio does is more than just an energy drink, okay? You take Axio to get your body to your brain makes neurotransmitters, the brain messengers to tell your brain to connect. So when we all have those moments like, where's my keys? They're in the refrigerator. Where are my glasses? They're like on your head, right? We've all been there, done that. It's just the brain is like, oh my God, it's just not connecting. I think many of us were like, what's the word? The word. I'm like, oh my God, is this crazy? Am I aging? Why can't I figure out the word? This is just signs of your brain having a little bit of a struggle. It's not bad, but if you're not actively putting a strategy in place, then it only may get worse. So Axio is your strategy. And the more you take it daily, there's a cumulative effect to get your brain working better and better and better. I absolutely love it. And because you all work in the school, I want to show you this. This can be our brain, ladies and gentlemen who are on here, because sometimes we're like, oh my God, I have so much going on. I need to get organized. This is what your brain is doing. This is a little 8-year-old boy who has ADD, ADHD. I can't remember which one, to be honest, just putting that out there. He went on the little yellow pill Protandim and Axio for 2 weeks. The spelling, I don't even want you to pay attention to the spelling, but if you look at the organization, the neatness, the clarity, the focus, like his brain transformed. I think anyone would pretty much bet that is not the same kid. That is the same kid with his brain and body activated. That is how powerful what we have our hands on is. So I'm going to show you guys 2 other quick products. One is this activated liquid collagen. This is all about activation. That is why this company, LifeVantage, Jamie was so excited because there's new science. We all want to be learning. And if there's something even better, I want to know about it. I hope my friends bring me something if science is out and there's something better. But together, these two are really powerful. And this collagen, what you're going to see, isn't just a collagen to maintain your collagen like a pill or a powder or anything else on the market. Just like the other Protandim products and Axio activate the level of your genes, this liquid collagen turns on your genes to start making more collagen again. And not with 1 or 2 sorts of collagen that are typically seen, but 10 sorts of collagen. So people are getting all sorts of benefits, meaning they're getting benefits of your joint health, your blood vessel health, your brain health, your gut health. Yeah, do we see beauty in skin, hair, nails? Absolutely. But I get fired up because of what's happening on the inside. And now, just like we saw with taking the 3 protandems, how there was a synergistic benefit. Now there is a clinical research study showing that when you take the collagen and protandem nerve 2 together, there's a synergistic blend or activation, I should say, that turns on a whole set of genes that neither product does on its own. When you take them together, it turns on your whole body's cellular stress response. So, why do we get autoimmune cancer, things like that? Because the body goes on high alert when we have a need, an illness, an injury, something it's trying to fix. But then normally those cells, that whole system should come back at rest, waiting for the next attack or alert. But with our bodies running high in stress and cortisol and toxic world, sometimes the body doesn't come back online and rest, and it stays on high alert, leading to dysfunction and other issues. So this helps that whole set of genes reset itself. And Jamie said it beautifully of what happened to her body after 3 months. This is just showing what's happening to the collagen density. So we can activate your collagen to make more. We replenish it with 10 types of collagen, and we also maintain it because it also turns down or off genes that eat our collagen away. You guys, it's unbelievable. This is what's inside of it. This is why it works. This is how it compares to many other products on the market. There is nothing like it with what we have our hands on. And then if you're into genes, this is what's pretty cool is it's upregulating and downregulating these genes. I'm not going to go into that today, but the science is awesome. This is what a result is. And imagine if this is happening on the outside, imagining what's happening on the inside. I mean, I think we all, no matter how much, always a little outside beauty can't hurt. These are just a few more. And these are real people that we know. And we always say that, these pictures, right? Documentation beats conversation. It's amazing. So one more quick product, you guys, okay? We're in the term of activation. And I bring this in not for weight loss, but can we activate weight loss? Really, this launched in October. I'm sure everybody's seen the buzz about what is GLP-1, all these shots and injections people are taking out there. But why do I even bring this up today? As all of us are aging and all of our hormones start to decline, and again, some of us more than others, one of those hormones that's the talk of the town right now is GLP-1. Our body makes it. This is not something that we need externally. This is not something that we need synthetically. We just need to turn on our body's ability to make more GLP-1. Why I love the hormone so much is because it is completely responsible for metabolic health. That means managing your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your triglycerides, your cholesterol. Brenda has had such positive results from this system on hers. I go get my blood work next week done. Is the side effect weight loss? Potentially, but what it really is helping get rid of that toxic fat. And GLP-1 affects our brain, our liver, our pancreas, the GI tract, our heart. So yes, it's a buzz out there for weight loss, but this is not lose weight fast. This is, can I activate pathways for longevity and better metabolic health? This is what gets me so excited. So there is a 12-week human clinical trial. They did see on average people lost 9 pounds in 8 weeks and 11 pounds in 12 weeks. What I also love is people are not losing any muscle mass. It's awesome. It's just something there. I just tell people, if you don't know, then you don't know. So I just want to be the one to educate you. You can activate many things, and now we have a way to naturally activate this with clinical science and research. These are just some stories. I'm going to flip through this fast, you guys. It's just phenomenal. And these are people that are like, I'm doing the work. I'm eating my protein. I'm going to the gym. I'm lifting, but still not happening, right? This is Jane on the right. I absolutely love this because this is a story of her for like a year. And in April of 24, we did not have this mind-body system. Obviously, she started doing some work between April and October. But in October, when the mind-body system came out and she added that, look how her transformation was over the next 6 months. I mean, unbelievable. And it's shrinking that toxic fat. And then over here, you guys, 8 weeks. It's just crazy. So I love it. These are other friends' results on sleeping better. Again, inches lost, cholesterol going down, fasting glucose going down. It's about our total wellness. So we are the activation company. We do have a few more ancillary products. But when we're talking about empowering families, pick something for you guys as a family. I'm going to stop sharing for a second and let you guys just know that really, if Protandim is like, that is it, I want to put my whole family on it, get everybody on Protandim Nerf 2. If it's like, I want everybody to be on Protandim and Axio, get them on that. If you're noticing aging changes, you probably need a little more. I will be honest. I mean, here's a Tri-Synergizer. You can get it in bottles. You can get it in these little cute sachets. I take this. I take the liquid collagen. I take the natural GLP-1. I don't need to lose weight. I'm going to be 53, but it's helped me with some of my perimenopausal symptoms. And it's also helped me turn my brain back on that I didn't even know, because I feel like I've got pretty good energy. It took it to another level. So I know investing in my long-term health is the number one strategy to help me with longevity. I don't need to live till 150. I just want to live a really well and healthy and longevity life up until the day that I die. And there's been nothing out there before that the science has now finally catching up with turning the power of the body back on. And I'll close with just saying, there's really a pathway of, am I going to stay well? Am I going to become and empower my health with my family and stay well and take charge? That's one path, which I hope you're here and you want to be on. The other is, I feel okay. I'll just wait till I have symptoms and then I'll go to the doctor. And that's the path of the Band-Aid, but it will never get to root cause. It will never fight off the effects of aging. It will never help you turn the power back on inside of us. Is I know, and after I've seen thousands of people feel better, I know the power of the body is amazing and we're truly a miracle. And if given the right things, we were designed to heal. And now I just feel blessed that I can help one person at a time, and collectively together with Brenda, with Jamie, with more, we can even help the lives of more and more families. So Jamie, Brenda, thank you for having me on. I'll let you guys close and say anything else out, but I thank you guys for really coming, because I know that that means you're curious about your health and the health of your family and ultimately the health of your communities you live in as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly and Brenda. You are all so amazing. And thank you for everybody who came on. I really appreciate it. Reach out to any of us. We're here for you. I know you'll have questions. Thank you, Kelly and Tony. Hi, guys.
No, thank you so much. It was such a great
Yes.
presentation.
Yeah.
You all look great on camera.
Yeah. I took a lot of notes.
Yes. We have
Oh,
lots
I
of
love that.
questions.
Yeah.
We'll be lighting up your phone soon.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it.
And I'll just close you guys with saying, now that you're empowered with this information, it's really easy to just go on with the next thing in life. But make a decision today. What is your decision? Go get more information, talk to somebody like, let me get this started in my family, or what do you need? Or you might make a decision that, you know what, for me, I'm already on a path with another doctor or something, and that's good. But this is just so powerful that you don't want to just say, oh, that was good, and I'll think about it later, and then you never come back to it. So
It's the only time we can think during the summer. So
Exactly.
summer.
we'll be, and we're always together. We're always walking. We're doing, trying
Yeah.
to solve the world's problems.
We
So it's
are.
all good.
I love that. Awesome.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. Thanks, you guys. It was good to see you
Pleasure.
both.
Great to see you.
It was good to see you,
You
Brenda.
look awesome.
Yeah, you
Thank
do. You look
you.
great.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.